Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Press Box. Brian Carson here, your co-host with my buddy Kenny Varner. Kenny V, how you doing?
I am doing great, Brian. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there, buddy. Doing well. We got a special guest interviewer, Josh Yoder. Josh, I'm not going to call you Joshua. I've called you Josh. You're since I've known you. Josh Yoder, former Lewistown Sentinel sports writer, writes for Kenny, covers our guests here. We have returning from the HWF Honorary Wrestling Federation, Matt TRK Silks, and the brains of the outfit, Trista Silks, the promoter. Thank you guys for coming back on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us. Trista, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Awesome. I want to start out by promoting your stuff. I mean, you know, Kenny and them are probably going to ask you the wrestling questions. I've got some too, but you have a free event coming up on the 8th for drug awareness. And then the big one is August 27th, SummerFest. Talk about the first a little bit, and then as we'll get in more into the evening SummerFest too.
Okay. Yeah. So the thing with the Dream Center, which I want to be big on sharing their name, because none of this would be happening on July 8th down there at Rec Park without those guys. It's really simple, man. There's a lot of people that have been battling addiction. I'm one of these guys that's gone through it myself, and you know, I lost a friend a couple of years ago, Chip Jacks, and you know, he was really instrumental in helping me, you know, in my recovery, and you know, he passed away. It really, I guess you would say, lit a fire under me. You know what I mean? To start doing better and making better choices, especially for me and my family. So this event it's really, you know, triggered towards all the people that are really going through this, you know, drug awareness, like the you know, drug addiction, stuff like that. You know, going through that type of lifestyle and stuff. It's crazy sometimes to feel you're alone. This event is to share our stories, to be able to reach out, to let people know that are dealing with this type of thing, that they're not alone. And I'm just really happy that pro wrestling and what we do here in Lewistown has been able to be seen in such a great light that we're doing something on an event like this to share awareness to, you know, overdoses and stuff. It happens happens every day of the week. You know, I have plenty of friends that have lost their lives to addiction, and I've been lucky enough to, you know, continue kicking. And it's all, you know, credited to me having this wrestling life and, you know, having my family there, a good support system. And I'm just really excited for it. You know, it's a Dream Center. We're having it down there at Rec Park. I'll be speaking. I'll be talking about, you know, my story and what I've been through and the recovery and stuff like that. There will also be a training exhibition match between two of my newest shining stars, I guess you'd want to say here.
Me and Kenny Varner.
Yeah, that's it. You called it. You said it before I could say it. Damn, Brian. You got me.
Remember we told you last time, the fat bastards. There we are. We're debuting, Kenny.
That's right.
We'll get it over.
Who are the guys debuting?
The guys debuting, they're brothers, actually. They're from Philadelphia. They've been training here at school for about 4 or 5 months now. One's a younger kid. His name's Devin. He's 20, and his brother's I think 6 years older than him. His name's Austin. They're getting ready to have this big debut match, and it's really big to me because I had my first big debut match against Chris Dubler. We were up in Marysville. My trainer walked me to the ring, and you know, his friend walked him to the ring. You know, and we did our thing. Now I get a chance to do the same thing with these two guys. And I'm really excited about it. I'll probably be in action as well, besides talking and, you know, talking up SummerFest and all these other amazing shows we're doing. But I'm really excited for the exhibition match because these two young guys, man, they're really talented. They can go in the ring, and I'm very proud of them. So let's see what happens.
How nervous were you your first match?
My first match wasn't even a match. It was a battle royal, and I lost my guts several times, to catch my drift. And not only that, it was a different business back then. And the guy that trained me, if you didn't wipe your feet right, or if you looked at him wrong, you were gonna get something out of it. You weren't gonna forget about it. And I feel like a lot of stuff isn't around nowadays. But back when I was starting, I was scared shitless, because when he told me he was gonna beat me up, he would beat me up. So, but I love Rob. It turned me into a pretty good coach.
So I'm going to ask the boss this, Trista. In the summer, is the attendance stay good, or are you worried about like vacations? And you think the attendance would be better with the kids off school, but there's also vacations to think about. How is it during the summer for you guys?
During the summer, of course, we have those families that go on vacation and they have other things planned, but we try to draw the ones that don't have anything planned, or just promote it and hope that we promote it enough time that when they do go schedule that vacation, that they schedule it right around our show.
Yeah, we're lucky.
How are things going? I mean, is the attendance jumping up? Do you see?
I think it all depends. We've had some shows that we've seen decline, of course, but I obviously knew football games, school activities, and everything during the school year. So you have a lot to compete with, but I think we continue to draw new fans. I know I've seen a lot of new faces at our last show that we had. That was great to see. I know we had a lot of people from out of town come in.
Yeah, we did. And not only that, I mean, the attendance, and going to your first 5 or 6 shows, you're growing. Obviously, you're going to come to a place to where things are kind of set still. And like she said, we have new people coming all the time. But what ends up happening is, it's all about timing with these people too, because a lot of our fans, a decent amount of our fans around this area, like to be able to have it towards the beginning of the month. They like to be able to have it in walking distance. And 9 times out of 10, you can, especially if you're from Mifflin County, you're right here in Lewistown. You can walk right down to the community center. And of course, the 8th is going to be down at Red Park. So they're pretty much the same property. But I also can credit the crowds to the stories we're telling, and you're not always going to knock every story out of the, out of the park. It's just not fathomable to be able to have it all the time, but it is a constant that we're working on, okay, what if I do this, or what if this person does this, and, will it help the gate, and having Trista be a little bit more involved in being, part of the show and being live in front of the people. I even looked at that as, we haven't had female wrestlers here yet. If we can get this beautiful lady out in front of the crowd, maybe we'll draw some more faces. She's moving the needle more in merchandise sales than TRK nowadays, but hey, no, we're doing pretty good. And the biggest thing is we're having a good time. We're still really enjoying what we're doing, and I think this whole entire thing has brought us together even more.
I got a 2-part question. Do you have a creative team come up with these stories, or is it just you? And actually, it's a 3-part. Do the wrestlers have any input? And do you see, can you tell it's like, well, these 2 wrestlers would be good having a storyline together? How does it come about?
Well, putting it together, I'll take this from here. Putting it together, there is a team of people that we have, obviously, but it's not a team that is all the time. You have like say 5 or 6 people that you bounce ideas off of, and 2 to 3 of those people are sitting in this room. We throw the ideas together, but we also have people that stand up close to the ring. Photographer, Sam Bumgardner, he is a very instrumental person on our creative team. He comes up with a lot of ideas, and I got to credit Sam because a lot of times he comes to me and I say, no, this doesn't make sense, or this is why we can't do it. And I try to keep elements of what he throws in there, but just sometimes you don't know if something's going to work unless you do it. I mean, perfect example, at the Ass Kicking Saturday show that we were able to generously put over by being here on the press box. We're back again. If you're just joining us, Ass Kicking Saturday was our last show. I did a different thing. You know, a lot of people asking me, Matt, did you turn heel? Are you a bad guy? You know, I joined up with Artie Mosh in the Sons of Mifflin County, and it's the easiest thing I could say is, hey, I'm mad. I had the championship loss. The championship's taken off around my waist. You know, of course I'm going to be mad. I'm going to do things without thinking. But putting that together and me being, you know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but me being one of the bigger names for the wrestling in this area, it's really hard to make those adjustments when you're me. You know, I've heard the guys say, hey, you could go out there and kick a dog or something, and they'd say, screw that dog. and you know, me, I don't want to think like that, but you do have to think that way when you're going forward, especially when you're trying to appeal to not only children, you're appealing to the older demographic as well. So being able to stay right in the middle, it's pretty hard to do. But to me, if you're getting the reaction and the people are in the seats to give you that reaction, then you have already won. You know what I mean? But it's a very, very big, long discussion when we're putting things together.
Is there guys that you see like I could these two would be a good fit together?
Yeah, a lot of that, to be honest, when we were starting HWF off, was we were just looking at certain guys that we had, and a lot of them had pre-existing heat, had pre-existing stories, so I was able to get back off of them. And the big one was just people were, you know, affiliated with me from the backyard. And I had Edward James and Eric Campbell go, you know, head-to-head several times, and they just had that built-in story that, they have all this heat from years ago. But there are some guys, you know, you see Bam Williams, a guy that I wrestled in October, who can get the heat regardless. You hear his music, people, they just hate him. But we had such great chemistry. We legitimately had real life heat. He showed up before the match, about 5 minutes before our match, and thought he was going to tell me what we were going to do. That didn't go over very well for him. But, you know, we were able to still go out there and make magic because we're professionals. And Josh can attest to this, that you don't have to be friends to do good business in wrestling. To be honest, half the time, the guys that don't like each other do the best business. And that's the craziest thing, because if I don't like this guy, you mean you want me to trust you with giving you my body? Are you serious? But more often times than not, they got you. They're going to take better care of you than the people around you. But well, yeah, that's cool. It's good to put the stuff together.
How do you? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, to add on to Matt's point, like with a lot of times when we were training and we would go over stuff with people, like, yeah, like you don't have to like be the best of friends, but that the fans see that. That gets the fans going. Like they see like these guys could they feel this. It's just great psychology, and they can feel the tension there. That's just going to make them want to buy a ticket or just be invested in the match. Whether you're a heel or a baby face, it doesn't matter. Like you're going to get people excited for it. And to be honest with you, I think it's fair to say that it's kind of lost in a lot of wrestling nowadays, where people don't try to build into it. And
they're more worried about spots.
Yes, exactly. They're more. It's a spot fest, as they like to call it.
Yeah.
Kenny, you had a question?
Yeah. How do you keep the heat going from like the ass kicking Saturday night to the next one? Like there was a lot of great stuff going on. How do you keep that fire going and get the like for me, you know, is there something that you guys do, like promos and stuff throughout the time you're waiting for the next event to keep everyone?
You mean keeping the interest? Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I would say the best thing that we have right now is something we didn't have a long time ago. And what that is social media. So you are constantly able to take this little device that that I'm talking to you on right now, and I'm able to look in it, shoot as many promos as I need to shoot. And, whichever one I feel is firing on the right cylinder, I'll be able to throw it out to the people. And that is normally how we keep that generated interest. Now, there's other ways also. I can make the production videos that come together that are advertising the events, So if we're not doing those things, though, then you can easily tell by the attendance being, changed. But if you do that stuff as well, and you're contributing to the production inside the building. I think that's what really people like, you know? They like being at the show and they like wrestling and everything. But I think they also want to feel like they're at something big. It's not just with some guys in a headlock. You know what I mean? Those videos that you're taking from point A to point B, I always tell my guys, when you're doing your promos in between your time, and you're trying to generate that interest, just remember that something in that promo that has gotten the people there, you got to lay that line on them live so that they can react to it. And if they are reacting to it, then you know, okay, I can drive this harder. I can be able to use this more, or I can maybe not use it so much. You know what I mean? So I would say the social media is the best thing that we got for that draw, but it's also all of these other companies, you know, Pro Wrestling Express in Pittsburgh, All or Nothing Pro Wrestling up in Johnstown, you know, all these other companies that book us throughout the off weeks when we're off here in HWF, a lot of them let us take our stories and somewhat mold them there. And then we're able to take the videos from these other places and put them up online. Like, oh, look what I did here. I'm working on this new thing. You'll be able to see me master it live at this date or something. So, but it's a lot of help from other people. And if you really want it to work, you've got to have two guys cutting these promos. It can't just be one. So if both guys are working hard together and there's other people, you know, sharing these videos, pouring the gas on by asking the questions that's going to annoy the heel, or, you know, want to know something about the babyface so they can give them sympathy, you know, I would just say technology has come a long way, and that's why we're able to keep it, you know, molded.
Awesome.
Yeah, and for those that don't realize, that's kind of how it was back in the day, like in the territories, where like you would continue storylines by going to different areas, and that's the only way you can help promote things. Yes. Of course, like Matt said, it was a lot easier. It's a lot easier, a little bit easier now with social media and videos and all that stuff, where one guy could be in Pittsburgh, another guy can be in another state, and they can still cut promos on each other and be like, hey, well, we're going to meet again at HWF or even Seven Mountains, you know, at such and such time.
Yep. Yeah, most certainly. That's it.
I think you already gave yourself a promo, Matt. Kick a dog.
Yeah.
Kick a dog. Kick a dog in your promo and see what happens.
No, well,
just kick them. Just kick them and see how much heat you can get.
Yeah, I'll get
see how much heat you can get. Bam!
She kicked my ass. I'm more worried about her kicking my ass than anybody else.
I'm going to ask you a creative question again. Somebody who's not good on the mic, but maybe a good wrestler. What do you do for them as far as like promos? Is it harder to get like heat, or if it's a baby face, to get people behind them if their mic skills? Because I think everybody can name a pro wrestler that was, you know, really good, but when it came time for talking, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
You don't give those ones mics.
Yeah, you don't give them mics. That's it. You give them a manager that can talk to be able to pull the weight for that heel, and it's 9 times out of 10 the heel. And there's a lot of babyface guys that want to be good guys. They want to get cheered, but they don't know. It's like Ricky Bobby. He doesn't know what to do with his hands, right? So he doesn't know how to talk when there's a mic in front. Now I have a guy here. I have a guy been working with him ever since I was 15 years old, and he's never been a guy to be on the microphone. Edward James. He's a good baby face, but he's a better heel. A better heel, hands down, one of the best heels I've ever seen. But you give him a microphone, it's not going to work. So I think there's, you know, we had a manager with him there for a while that was doing some things. And then I was like, well, we got to get you comfortable to where you have to say something. Oh, well, I don't think I have to talk. I should be able to do these other things, which it makes it a lot harder. You know, especially with being me, I'm a baby face 9 times out of 10. So as being a baby face, I'm like, well, there's certain things I can't say. You know what I mean? So if I say this, it's going to make me sound like I want revenge. And if I want revenge, that's a bad guy thing. So more oftentimes, it's just trying to make the baby faces understand what baby faces do and how to talk and how to hold themselves that way. And vice versa with being the heel thing. But it is extremely hard to work with someone that doesn't have mic skills, because then you're just talking to a wall, you know? But that's the thing. It's just talking. Now, that Edward James I was talking about, he is a hell of an in-ring performer. he's great. He's one of my best opponents, and I would love to, put him over and say he's great in the ring, but not so much on the microphone. But I think that's because he hasn't given himself enough belief in himself to be able to hold the microphone. I think it's something we can still see.
Well, and I think also too, Matt, to add to your point with that, like being someone that like when we trained, like I struggled with the mic. I was more like traditional, like in ring stuff. That's kind of more my thing. But I think another mistake is a lot of people think they got to cut like a 10-minute promo where just give them like 30 seconds and it might work so much better in 30 seconds than they could like say a 5-minute promo.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to start small and then build their way up when they come and talk, and then maybe they'll build their confidence up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it more fun to be a heel or a baby face?
For me, it's more fun to be a heel.
I think so. I think it would be too.
Yeah, because you don't have, there's a bunch of things. You don't have any rules. The second thing is, if I slip and I fall on my ass for a drop kick, people are going to laugh at me. I meant to do that. But if I'm a baby face and I do that and I fall, I'm going to feel like an idiot. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to do the best I can do here. But if I, I'm out there doing that type of stuff, I'm the guy that's like, okay, if I am a heel tonight, I'm going to fall on my ass. Or I'm gonna trip or something. And I'm gonna yell, don't laugh at me, and then it's gonna warrant them to laugh even more. So really, it's just telling the people what to do, and it's fun. If you look out to the crowd and be like, shut up, they get louder.
Yeah,
so, it's a blast, man.
That would be fun. That would be fun. Just shut up.
But Josh, that's the only thing heels say nowadays, right? Shut up.
Yeah, that's another thing too. People don't realize like there's more to it than just be that. Like, God.
Well, Josh, I don't want to swear on here right now, or I could have said worse.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Oh, I've known you long enough, Carson. Yeah,
see, I've got TRK's next thing if he wants to be a heel. Kick the dog in the back before you come in, then slap the shit out of your photographer. For no reason at all, then climb in the ring and start swearing at the crowd.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, it's just like we get like about like Matt saying about that. Like he was just saying, oh, just telling the fans to shut up. Like there's more than just do that. Like Rick Rude, he used to like get people wild up. Just by like his presence, he could just give you a weird look, and then like people would want to jump the ring, and some have.
That's because nobody had a body like his.
Well,
I'm close. I'm close, Matt.
Say, Brian, I've seen you, brother. You're right there with him.
No, I'm the before. I'm the before and after picture. I'm the before.
That is amazing.
But the other thing, Josh, is Rick Rude was a prick in real life, so it was pretty easy for him to do that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And to be fair, like he might have had some good qualities about him too, but a lot of people base like whether they're a babyface or a heel, but just based on a lot of their own personalities. Not saying Rick was a bad guy, but just a lot of his qualities many people thought he was naturally just more of a heel.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what I found, Matt? After you did the show the first time, I did not realize until I started looking how many grassroots wrestling organizations like yours there are. And I wanted to ask you do you think the reason there's so many grassroots organizations popping up that people miss the actual wrestling? Because if you actually take the time to watch a Raw anymore or whatever, you're getting like 40 minutes of wrestling and like 2 hours of talking.
Yeah. That's right there. See, I have a mixed feeling on this because I'm actually, I guess you'd say, one of the boys. So as putting together all these companies, some guys that are in the business of putting these companies together and running these shows, a lot of them are literally just trying to get themselves over, right? Just having the idea of like, hey, I live in Lewistown and, I could probably get over. I'm not going to lie. When I set out on the voyage to build HWF, the first thing I thought of was me being champion. You know, how am I going to build my story? How am I going to get there? So I can say that some guys do this because they're trying to get themselves over. Some guys are also doing it just because they see how successful it is in other places. But the problem about it is, see, with Lewistown, we have a built-in a story with these people. They've watched me come up, 12 years in the wrestling business. So there's always going to be fans. You think, you're hoping you're always going to have fans at your HWF show. Now, I see a lot of the same wrestlers about 25 miles down the road, and maybe it's not such a big show. Maybe they did a lot of advertising. Maybe they did this, did that. But the one thing they're missing is the feel, the care. You know what I mean? If you have two guys wrestling and you don't know why are they going to watch it? You know what I mean? But to me, I think half of it is the location you're in building this. Look at Smoky Mountain Wrestling back in the day. Josh will agree with me. That place got over because they had great people. They had Jim Cornette. They had good heaters, but these heaters were people that were in this area all the time. They were coming here all the time. That's why I was able to build it up so high. But I guess there's so many locals around nowadays. I think it also helps the indie guys. I mean, me, I get to work if I'm lucky, and there's Seven Mountains and there's CPW or not CPW. If there's Seven Mountains and there's HWF going on, I might get a chance to wrestle one time a month in front of my crowd because, I've been good with the guys at Seven Mountains as well as here at HWF. But it's not like that everywhere. Like, look at Rob Noxious. Rob Noxious runs down in Harrisburg. He's been running Harrisburg for over 20 years. That's why he's always selling tickets, because he has that built-in audience. When you're building and you're going into new territories, though, it really is a risk because, one, you don't know if you're going to get the people. Who's your top baby going to be? Who's your heater going to be? These are all questions that you can't have answered if the people don't show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also there's also like an intimacy with it. Like if you look at like whether it be any indie show or even NXT, if you watch NXT on the network, look how close they are to the ring.
Yes.
And
yes, the connection. Yes.
Yes, you don't see that anymore. Like everyone's all in these big stadiums, and no one really even interacts with the crowd anymore.
It's almost like a movie. It's almost too produced. It's overproduced. There's no edge to it. The old Monday Night Raws. Whenever I started, falling in love with wrestling, you could still see the pyro smoke in the first hour of wrestling. That was the edge. You don't have that anymore because they have these exhaust fans. It's probably better for you, but you're not getting that same feel, that rough feel. Me, I think you're right there. The fans being close up to the ring, they like that. They're able to be up close to the action. The action that they're not seeing on Monday, like Brian said, they're not seeing it there, but for $10, they can see a 10 times better match. Sign me up. That's what I am.
Yeah.
If it's that close, I'm going to be right there. And half the time it's going to be better than it's on TV.
And I think also, too, that I think sometimes, I think it needs to be mentioned, too, is pro wrestling's big around Lewistown and Mifflin County.
Yeah.
Like people may not realize it or even want to admit it. Like pro wrestling is very popular around here. Like I remember growing up a little kid, I don't think anybody did not want to talk about wrestling. Like I always enjoyed it. Like even before like the Attitude Era and even until more recently, but a lot of people still really enjoy pro wrestling, especially around here. So I think that's been like a big thing. And I think Matt, you even said it in your first show, like there's 2 wrestling companies around here. Like who can honestly say that?
Yeah,
how many counties can say that?
How many people can say there's 2 wrestling companies in the same town? How many more people can say they work for both? You're not going to hear that.
Not many.
You're not. So I've become very lucky.
And to add more to your point, you mentioned Rob. Rob also works with a lot of guys like Valor and Seven Mountains as well. They all work together and promote not just one show. Oh, they do that with everybody.
Yes. So, Rob's smart that way, because you need a lot of muscle to run wrestling shows. You need the people to do the work. You need people that you can rely on. And he's got that. He's got that there. And to have a couple extra spines, that's going to help. Valor, it's a very, very nice spine. They just had Marty Scroll on there. They had a good show down there. And I credit Rob's big success to that is having these three minds involved. It's not just it's not just CCW anymore. He's got Valor. He's got to hear it from the Valor guy. He's got the Seven Mountains guys. Hear it from the Seven Mountains guy. Rod's going to do what he wants to do regardless. But it's better to have a couple people pitch me ideas. Trust me on that.
Yeah,
I know a guy.
There you go, Kenny. We'll make our own association and crown ourselves champions, tag
There
team
you go.
champions, but we'll never defend them.
That's amazing.
Remember, do you guys do you bleed? A lot of organizations won't do that anymore. I'm just curious about you guys.
Well, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, there's been blood, you busted open your lip, when you were against Stack Rain, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
busting some teeth out, have my face split open.
I mean, it's not gonna happen. Like, it doesn't happen all the time. If it happens,
I guess it was the wrong question. Like blade, you guys blade them?
no, absolutely not.
Not allowed. Not allowed.
It's against the law, and it's not happening in my firm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was curious. So you would never invite Abdullah the Butcher
No.
to your association.
That would be incredible. I love. You know, my favorite part about this interview is that you know who Abdullah the Butcher is. That's amazing.
Man, I grew up in the 70s, baby. I remember the first time I saw Abdullah the Butcher scared the living shit out of me.
What about Brody? What about Brody?
Oh my Lord. And then saw old films of the Sheik.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Iron Sheik, the Sheik.
The original.
Where everybody's gonna bleed. I don't give a crap who I wrestle.
Yeah. No.
Who? But Abdullah, my God, I couldn't believe how he could move for a big guy like that.
Yeah, I could sell a lot too. Like, and the thing about it is, like, guys like me appreciate this. A guy like Abdullah the Butcher, he bleeds a lot, does this and that there. But I tell you what, man, he sells with his face. And there was like 5 different expressions, but he knew how to get the emotion out of you. I used to love watching Abby.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I was a young punk in the 70s, and being East Coast, we mostly got well, that's all we got was WWWF.
Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
Bruno Sammartino was champion for like 100,000 years.
Yeah,
you were praying for somebody else to win it.
Yep, 8 years is a long time.
And then Billy Graham finally did it.
Yep.
One of my personal. Yes, one of my personal favorites. But so, Trista, how do you feel? Are you comfortable that Matt wants you to come out more instead of behind the scenes and come out and be a part of the storylines? How do you feel about that?
I've gotten more comfortable with it over the time. It takes time to be comfortable in front of a bunch of people, saying things that sometimes you know what you're going to say, sometimes you're like, I'm going to say this, and it does not come out the way you want it. But it's getting easier, and I'm slowly making my way in elsewhere, so I think it'll slowly get there.
Yeah, there's something pretty big that she has coming up here in another company, actually up in Pittsburgh. We just got her first entrance music and all this and that, so that's cool. But she's going to have the opportunity of working for one of the companies that I'm working for, and she doesn't have to worry about doing body slams or getting slammed around. She was on the smarter end of it. But I'm really happy for her. This is another way for her to get some practice, to be able to get the experience, and to really understand how to hold your presence in a ring in front of a crowd. It is something unlike anything else I've ever, done in my life. And I know her, and the few times that she's been out there to do it, she coming back to the curtain is always the thing, right? You get back to the curtain with the people after you had your match, you're so happy. Ask Josh, you're done with your match, especially if you did a really good job. You come back to the curtain, everybody's high-fiving, all good stuff, brother, If it wasn't good, then it's not so good, brother. Half the time these days, you're going to walk by, if you had a bad match, somebody's going to still tell you it was good because it's not policed anymore. But I think my wife is doing a hell of a job being out there in front of people. She's growing into it.
Well, it's also just to really get appreciation for it. There was a lot of people that have done it like for so long and do it more often that she's like, I get where you guys are coming from. And also to add to your point about like the backstage stuff, like I don't mind people saying like, hey, the match was okay and all that stuff. I still think you could just be honest, be like, hey, this didn't work out. It's okay. But you can still pump them up. Be like, you know what? You didn't do it well this time. You'll dominate the next 3 matches.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Me and you come up a little bit harder than that. If you messed up on something, you ate it for a while and you worked on it. And then to me, me and you, Josh, you and I should say, we were lucky because we had someone policing the business. We had somebody that was looking out for us. How are you going to know you're doing badly if no one tells you, right?
Yeah.
We never had that problem because we had someone that loved the business and loved us and wanted to see us do the greatest that we could. Criticism today is a lot like respect. There's hardly any.
Yeah. No. And the one thing too, like, and you talk about like learning from stuff. Like we did learn a lot from Rob, but like there's a couple other people I think I should mention. Zarb was another guy that really helped me out.
Jason,
everything, and a guy who I'm surprised. And that's my bad. And even you didn't bring up Mark Mest.
Yeah.
No,
Mark was a guy who, like, he sat us down and he goes, what'd you like? What didn't you like? And I think even that's not even brought up. He's like, what'd you guys think of your match? He's like, well, I like this. Probably could have done that better. Let's try to work on that. Or maybe we shouldn't just do that anymore. Or something like that. You don't have somebody just sit you down and like talk to you.
Yeah, that was Jason Havoc for me, and I've been very, very blessed that, throughout my road back to wrestling and being able to go back up there to Rob's and the experience I had in Lancaster last year, I had an opportunity of being able to connect with a lot of people that trained me, a lot of people that helped you train as well, Josh. Yep. And, I had a chance to see Mark Mest. I had a chance to see Jason Havoc and, Ed House and, your others too, like you said about Zarb being there. And now we have Jason Havoc in our back pocket. He's coming down here, helping the guys train at the school. Not only that, going on the road with us, having an amazing time on the road.
Making sure you get another title match.
Yeah, right. Let me hear you. No, but it's good having him around because I'm telling you what, me as a teacher, as a trainer, I only know so much. I can only get you so far. Having a guy like Jason Havoc there is it's very beneficial, and I'm just thankful that Rob was able to connect us with him and with Mark and Zarb and all those guys. J Money, Delicious.
Yes, J Money was good to talk to.
Yep, a lot of good guys.
And I forgot about Darnell, Delish.
Yep.
Darnell was another guy I talked to a lot. I was like, hey, what'd you think? And like he was super cool. And that's the weird thing too. Like, yeah, I was getting criticized, but it wasn't like they were yelling at us. Like, that's the weird thing. He goes, I didn't really like that spot, but I did like how you did that or you did this. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It was criticized, but they weren't like trying to ruin your life or anything.
Right.
What are you looking for if somebody comes to your school? I mean, what intangibles? What do you want to see right away, even if they have no clue wrestling ability right at the start? What do you look? Is there something that you see in these guys that this is somebody to work with?
Me, 1,000% is the respect. 1,000%.
Dedication.
I don't care if you are a body that is chiseled out of stone. If you do not know how to take criticism, if you don't know how to shut up and listen, then I don't want you here. This business is 90% ears open. Yep. You keep those ears open. That's something I had to learn very hard in the business. But I mean, I also look for other qualities too. You have to be athletic. You know what I mean? You have to be able to be literally able to do what I can do. You know what I mean? And I look at it also as, like we were talking about promos earlier. I have a girl here that's not wrestling yet, but she can dish out a great promo. She's a great referee. Her name's Kate. Does a fantastic job. And I'm always looking for people with energy like hers, passion like hers. And I also think you got to have a ability to be able to really have some damage done to you. I'm talking about physically. I'm talking about mentally. You got to be able to go to these things. I have these two young brothers here that I was talking about earlier that are going to be having their match July 8th down there at Rec Park at Dream Center's Make Change. I really like the fact that the older one is so okay with doing the things over. You know, back in the day when I was taking clotheslines, I didn't want to have to take 25 clotheslines, but I had to be able to get good enough to be able to do it now. He's one of them kids that has the drive to be able to get back up, do it again. You know what I mean? I look for that. I look for respect, but I also look for someone that's going to be able to hang around with us because we're a family. We travel the road together. In a lot of ways, we are a real life circus. We travel hundreds of miles. We eat with each other at a small sheets along the way. And then, you know, if we're lucky, we get together, we tell each other we love each other before we leave because we travel these roads together and we become a family. And, you know, it's just, I'm really lucky to have the people that I have also in our team because, you know, they're there for you as well. It's not just about the wrestling part of it. It's about the friendship part of it as well.
Yeah, that's one thing too. I like to mention because when we were training, like, yeah, sure, we were criticized, but people forget we always told we love each other. We always said goodbye to each other. Yeah. Always talked to each other, shook each other's hands, and wished them all well. And we were on our way. And I love how wrestlers like to talk about like, oh, we're a traveling circus. Well, that's kind of how pro wrestling started. Was a circus, so
it is. I like it that way. I really do. You know, I was just telling my students here the other day. And Josh, I don't think we've ever thought of it this way. You put in hundreds of hours of practice. You travel all these miles for 10 minutes. That's your payoff. 10 minutes in front of the crowd. But I'll tell you what, if that's all I'm getting, I'm good. I'm going to take it for the rest of my life because it's an amazing high. It's an amazing high being in front of the fans and being able to do what I do 3 days a week, and it generates a feeling. So it's awesome, dude.
Well, people have no idea. Like, just don't get me wrong. I like the idea of being in the ring, but just like some of the stories we can tell, like just the travels and us talking and all that stuff. To me, that's just as entertaining. And people have no idea. They have no idea the travels of that.
Oh yeah, I think if we were able to tell the stories that happen behind the curtains, we'd have a whole hell of a lot better of a show. But we can't do that.
Well, we can say some things, but there's probably other things that we probably couldn't mention.
Yeah, we'll keep them for a shoot interview down the road. It'll make more money than we ever had. So.
Kenny, you got anything? We've been monopolizing the conversation.
Oh no, I'm just hanging out listening. Don't have anything right now.
I disagreed with Matt on one thing, and I know he's been doing the wrestling all these years. I think if you want to be healed, don't talk to your wrestlers. Forget the family stuff and start bringing a dog to every arena and kick it.
I think I'm going to.
There you go. Be a complete piece of shit. I mean, yeah. There you go.
Yep, then that's what I'll do. I'll walk into the ring and I'll be like, "Oh," I hit the super kick, and then I'll
come
be
here,
like,
puppy. Come here, puppy. Bam!
Pay me out.
Punt the thing. Come here, baby. Boom.
Yep.
They will hate you. They will hate you, Matt.
I will punt that ball like I'm going to punt the ball whenever I face Kenny Burner here and his guys there, the Burnham Bulldogs, in a few weeks, which I hope we remember. HWF played you guys 3 times last year. I think we're going to do it again this year, too.
Oh, Kenny, are you playing HWF?
Oh, yeah, the team is. I'm going to watch. I'm not getting in there.
See, Matt, you got to keep your heel character in focus. Give an elbow, whatever.
Yep.
They're running, hit one of the kids, go, I didn't know. Flag? Forget flag.
No, I thought we were playing football here.
I'll tell you what, some of my kids get an elbow, they're going to start wrestling back.
Yeah. they're gonna wrestle the way that I don't want to wrestle. They'll kick my ass. Willie Reed will be the first one to do it.
Exactly. Yep.
This
Yeah.
brings up a question I wanted to ask you. Now's a good time to bring it up since we were talking. Do you prefer kids that come into your school have a wrestling background like amateur, or is it better to just get somebody that is clean slate and work with them? Or does a guy who has an amateur background have a little bit of an advantage? It's to start.
I think they do have a little bit more of an advantage on the competition side of it. And I think they also have the advantage because they can train their bodies better. They're able to have better discipline, I guess you'd want to say. The place where I would not like that so much is in amateur wrestling. I'm just going to say it's a shoot contest. You're legitimately doing everything in your power to win your match. What I do, I don't have to do everything in my power to win the match. I'm telling stories. The issue with that is sometimes these guys, one, don't know their own strength. That's one thing. Two, if they know their own strength and watch out, they have a bigger ego than the biggest pro wrestler I've ever wrestled. But then again, how can you not have an ego sometimes? If you're a bad dude and you're able to win fights for real, then I guess you could be a little bit cocky. But the issue with that is you need to respect. You need to be able to keep your mouth shut, be able to keep those ears open, like I was saying earlier. I have wrestled with a lot of guys that have those backgrounds. I had a background like that very, very lightly in school. I was not in very long because it just wasn't my thing. I would rather tell stories. But and I have nothing but the utmost respect for all those guys that do that stuff, because in one way, shape, or form, what I do came from what they're doing. So I respect everything that they do. But I guess if I had to answer your question, I would say I would rather have someone that I'd be able to treat, completely new to the business. I'd be able to train everything to them. But it is also nice to have some guys that have that background because, maybe they'll be able to do some of the moves just a little bit more believable. Maybe they will be able to have that ego just to the right point to be able to sell tickets. You never know. I like them all. I'll take any student. So.
Yeah, and to add to Matt's point, there's good and bad in everything. Like if you're an amateur wrestler, they have a tough time shutting off that engine to be like, they're thinking they're just going to come right at you and go after you. They forget that it's just a work. Yeah. And another thing too, like Jerry Lawler wasn't an amateur wrestler; he was a drawer, and that he turned out to be one of the biggest stars in pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. So I think there's good and bad in everything. And truth be told, it really depends on like what kind of style of promotion you want. Like I'd be leaning more for the amateur to make it look like a sport, but WWE, they're more about telling stories and characters. That's fine too. Like it really just depends on who's running the promotion. Like,
they did have Angle. I mean, you can't get much better than that in amateur wrestling. And he turned out to be pretty damn good pro wrestler.
He was an amazing pro wrestler, and I think his adaptability to the business and the respect that he had went a long way. Now what Josh was saying there, you can have no idea of what we're doing. You can have no clue of what we're doing, coming in fresh and everything like that. But somewhere along the lines, even if you're not a fan of what we do, if you watch 5 minutes of it and it's done right, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I see what they want me to do. I see, okay. And before you know it, you're getting into it. You're clapping. You're feeling it. You know what I mean? I think when it comes down to it, with having the real shoot side of it, and being the wrestler that's, doing everything to win, to coming into doing the showman side of it, I think it's the best of both worlds. And think about it being Kurt Angle. He literally broke his neck winning the Olympics, and then he comes in and he turns out to be one of the greatest professional athletes that's ever been in pro wrestling
Absolutely.
history. And I mean, his athleticism is amazing. I'll tell you what, you want to talk to me about someone that I think that could go to, NCAA, someone that I think that could really do it, Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter, a specimen. Is there anything I can say? Her body of work's incredible. She's got great conditioning. She's a good-looking girl. She knows how to get her stuff done in the ring. I think she could have gone and done, the real deal. I think she could have been a fighter. She could have been anything in competitive sports, I think.
It's in the genes.
Yeah,
Because I personally, that was my favorite growing up, Ric Flair.
yes, yeah.
I think he's the best wrestler there ever was, on the mic and in the ring.
Yep, I can see exactly why you would say that, and I
Not bad for a drunk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord.
But let's talk. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Matt.
I said he went an hour getting in there and being drunk, and please don't hit me, and made more money than anybody.
Yes, the chops too.
Yep.
Figure 4 and all that good stuff. But he was such a great. He could piss my mom off so easy.
Yep.
All he had to do was just open his mouth, and that's it.
That's it.
I loved it.
That's all you got to do. That's amazing.
Then you have guys with a body that couldn't wrestle worth shit, like Lex Luger.
Yeah, true.
Looked great, but was a terrible wrestler. And bad on the mic, too.
Ultimate Warrior is another one. Ultimate Warrior is another one. Yep.
So you were talking about chops earlier, Carson. I think of Kenta Kobashi. Watch some of his matches, some of the chops he lays in. Whew.
Knife edge. Yeah. My one of my green guys, one of my new students, I guess you'd say, he was in a battle royal this past weekend up in Johnstown, and I'm sure he'd just be excited with me telling the story. This stuff doesn't happen that much anymore, but he was in the corner, and speaking of chops, he was taking chops by a guy that is Tarantula. His name's Tarantula. He's 61 years old, an older guy, but huge. Yeah, huge. This guy was tall, man. I'll have to let you see what he looks like. I'll send you a message. My guy's getting in the ring. He's taking chops from this big guy, right? And this Tarantula guy, his gimmick is he's like a biker. So he's got a cut on. He's bald. He's beating the hell out of my student. Well, my student takes and puts his hand up to a chop, and that's a no-no. You don't do that. You could have hurt him, whatever. So next thing I know, I look over, and here's this veteran of the wrestling business going to my student that is his first match ever, his first battle royal, and he's getting potatoed. He's getting punched by this old guy.
Oh, man.
It is just terrible. He gets eliminated. We go to the back, and there's a whole thing. There's a whole kind of argument thing that happens where I have to be oh, hopefully my student doesn't get destroyed here. And then there's another fight altercation that happens outside of this. Oh, you shouldn't take liberties with the student. Me, I was on the side of it that I didn't want to see my boy getting tore up, but this is the wrestling business. It's not ballet, and to me, I don't we go back to the policing and the respecting thing. I got it weekly. If I was on a show 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be getting something the hard way. And I think that's lost in the business, but it wasn't lost on Eddie this past weekend. God bless him.
No, and he's toughed it out. He'll learn now.
Yeah, he knows now.
Don't put your hand up or you get your ass kicked.
Whatever you do not try to cover.
I guarantee you, your boy now is never going to do this again.
Never. There was 300 people there too that seen this happen.
Oof.
Yeah, it was rough.
I'm amazed at 61 and you're in the ring.
And he's in good shape too. He's in good shape.
Does not look 61.
Wow.
Hey, Sting's still
won the
doing
battle
it.
royal too. Yeah, I mean, I turned around and seen him, and I asked Trista how I acted when I turned around and seen him.
If you want to see it, you just have to go to his Facebook.
Yeah,
he is scared.
His gimmick is his name's Tarantula, so I'm heel up there in AON up in Johnstown. So as I'm being thrown out, I turn around and I say to Mosh, my tag partner, I was like, Mosh, get out of the ring. There's a spider. There's a tarantula. Ah! And I'm screaming and screaming. And he throws me out, and I grab Mosh as soon as we get thrown out of the ring, and I'm screaming. I'm like, let's go. There's a spider. All these people are freaking loving it. And I was like, well, my job's done. So it was awesome.
Tell me a little bit about SummerFest. This is your biggie, right, Trista? This is the biggie.
Yeah, this is 3.
Yep, third year in a row.
Third SummerFest. We have a bunch lined up from New Never Fall.
Who they facing?
They are facing Riot City.
Returning.
Riot City because unfortunately they a year?
It's about a year.
Maybe even a bit longer. They won our tag belts and ran off and never came back.
Kept them hostage.
They've kept them hostage, so we have finally come to terms that they will be here for SummerFest to defend those against Never Fall.
And Never Fall, the people on my T-shirt will probably destroy Sick End and his buddies and everybody in Riot City. But I think also a big thing that we can talk about with SummerFest and being the 3rd year anniversary is how thankful we are to have such a great building. The Lewistown Community Center, we've been able to dub it to have it in the name of the HWF Coliseum. A lot of people are calling it that in the commentary and stuff like that. So we've been very blessed to have such a great building and everybody work with us there.
And the Lewistown Borough. Yeah,
Lewistown Borough, everybody that's working with us there, huge thanks goes out to all those guys. And we only know what they, a little bit about what they do as well with us. But I think the big thing with the 3rd year anniversary is it's really cool to know that we have Riot City coming back. Myself and Nick, we had the first match there at the first HWF SummerFest. And SummerFest is the show that's been going on for a really long time. Ever since Josh and myself were in high school, we've been doing SummerFest. And to know that we've been able to put it, executively, it's right here with HWF, and that's what we do. One time a year, we do it in the middle of the summertime, and it's one of our biggest shows, and it's something that really is near and dear to my heart as well. To Trista's, this is the show that she got her license for. This is the show that she ran as a first-time promoter. So there's a lot that she has to be proud of, and a lot that I have to be proud of also. And this has nothing to do with me. Has to do with the students that I have, the people that are making memories, the moments, and being able to live out their dreams that they've had ever since being a child. I mean, a lot of them don't have to worry about, finding a ring and doing this and doing that. They have the stuff right here. They have all the tools to succeed. And I think this year, this SummerFest is the bigger SummerFest, and it's the biggest because there's going to be more homegrown talent on this show than has been on any other show, and I'm really excited about that. But I'm also excited about some of the people that we have coming in. John Washington, Sledge Gibson,
Robbie
Page, our HWF Heavyweight Champion,
and also the birthday boy.
Yeah. We have the HWF Heavyweight Champion returning, James Ford, as well.
The creepy guy.
Yeah, the
creepy looking guy.
The big guy that broke my ribs.
Yeah, who's he going against?
He's going against this guy, okay? This guy's been all over the place on the indies. He's never worked for HWF yet, and I guess we can officially announce this right here on the press box.
All right.
There's this amazing, talented performer. His name's Shane Malice. He had a big hand in helping train, I'm trying to remember everybody's name here. I'm going over the place. Our heavyweight champion, James Ford, he had a really big hand in training him. He's had a lot of really big exchanges with Zach Rain, John Roden, all those other guys. So I'm excited to announce that our HWF main event for the 3rd anniversary at the Lewistown Community Center, August 27th, is going to be the HWF Heavyweight Champion, James Ford, versus Shane Malice. Right there it is. The main event's been announced on the press box, and I'm thankful for you guys for letting me announce it.
No problem. So that's like the student against the trainer?
I guess you would say so. And, maybe who's saying that Shane doesn't have something up his sleeve to be able to walk out as HWF champion? Now think about this. Debuting and winning the HWF title from your student that night. And I also want to say Shane Malice is doing big things. He's got AEW's eye right now. Those guys are looking at him. He's all over the place. If you research this guy on YouTube, you're going to see why my wife wants to bring him in here to wrestle the HWF Heavyweight Champion. It's all about having the greatest matches that you can get. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be one for the books. It's going to be one of the greatest technical bouts that we've had in HWF.
Who are you wrestling?
Who am I wrestling?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the Sons of Mifflin County, myself and Artie Mosh versus Black Privilege, a very, very nice tag team that we've had come in here. But as of right now, we're in between that tag team and another tag team. We're going to be announcing it here in the next few weeks. It's more or less battling down to, who's available right now.
Okay, so you're going to be in a tag, not single.
Yes. Yep. A tag team match. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. See, I think you should enter. I got it all mapped out now.
Okay.
Kick the dog backstage, but let people see it.
Okay.
There, well, not your own dog, because your own dog's kissing you. You don't. You don't. What is it? His or her? He or she?
It's a he. My buddy.
What's his name?
Buddy.
Buddy. All right, Buddy. Yeah, you don't want to kick Buddy who just licked your nose. But take another. Tell them it's Bring Your Dog Night to the fans, and just wham one right in the ass. Then go. Then go beat the crap out of your photographer, right? Yes. Then after your match, whoever's covering it, Josh or Kenny, kick the shit out of them.
Okay.
The press, and then spit on them when you're done and walk out.
Oh my God, Brian. You're hot, brother. I got it. I'm going to do it all.
All right, so you said you need an 18-plus show.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Then when whoever's covering Josh or Kenny, when they try to get up, have Trista put a boot in their eye. Boom!
It'd be our first active part on the show. I can't wait.
That's right. That's right. Turn her into a cornet.
There you go. That'd be awesome. I love Jim Cornette.
Best guy ever on the mic.
Yes.
He came up with shit in his promos. I don't know how he ever did.
Yeah. But I think Jim Cornette's one of those guys that just really understands how the business works. And he's just one of them guys that the easy way, like, less is more. There.
He loves it too. You can tell he loves it.
Yes, he loves it.
That's his life.
Yep. Yes.
So I got but the thing is, don't tell Josh or Kenny you're gonna kick their ass.
All right.
Just like go over. Do you want an interview? Pow!
Sounds good to me.
There's your interview, bitch.
Yep, I'm gonna get him.
So anything you would like to promote? I mean, you've already promoted the shows. You said you got merch. Where can people go to get the merch?
No, actually, you can go to www.prowrestlingtees.com right now. You can get yourself TRK merchandise from there. There is a TRK shirt up on there. There's also a Sons of Mifflin County shirt up there. Sons of Mifflin County is a tag team I am currently involved with. This weekend, we will be returning to McKeesport right here. It's in PA. It's up in Pittsburgh, about 3 hours away. Myself and RD Moss are going to take the 16x16. We're going to grab the microphone, say some words, and then maybe, I don't know, we might even beat the hell out of each other if we feel the need to. But
yeah,
at the end of that, I have a pretty big match coming up on July 20th. I mean, we're busy every weekend up until the 20th. That's the end of our big summer loop, and then the craziness starts right back up after that about a week later. So July 20th, I'm going to be in Waynesboro for Voltage Pro Wrestling. Ever since returning to the business 3 years ago, I have had this dream, this goal to make it to one of these shows, and I'm working for PWX right now in Pittsburgh, and Pro Wrestling Express has been nothing but amazing to me, my students, my wife, everybody, and it's a company I really want to work for. I am working there. You know, one of the goals achieved. One of the other shows I wanted to work for was Voltage Pro Wrestling. July 20th, I will make my return in that area. It's been a minute since I've wrestled in that area, but Waynesboro, I'll be making my debut there with Voltage. It'll be on a Thursday, not normally the time that I'm used to be working, but it's going to be a taping. I'll be tag teaming with my partner, RD Mosh, and Pit Chick will be out there along with us. if you want to find us anywhere right now, Honorary Wrestling Federation on Facebook. You can check me out on Instagram. I'm Matt Silks. On YouTube, you can type in HWF, watch tag team matches, hardcore matches, bull rope matches, regular matches, doesn't matter. HWF has all of it. Road Stories episodes. What's a Road Story episode? Easy. We go on the road. We have cameras all the time following us around, and we like to have a good time with it and building these stories up, like we were talking about, generating that interest into show. That's how we do it. And if you want to, chat about becoming a pro wrestling student, you can come up here to Lewistown or Mifflin County Wrestling Academy. I've been talking too long, and find us up here. Like I said, I get hit in the head a lot, but yeah, we train 3 days a week, and then on the weekend we're out there doing the wrestling thing, and just really excited. Is there anything that I forgot to put over? Dream Center, July 8th down there at Rec Park, and we're making a really big change here. We're making changes in people's lives, and we're getting to do it with having a little bit of wrestling involved. So I'm excited about that. And then, of course, Honorary Wrestling Federation returns to Lewistown Community Center August 27th, 2023. Tag team matches, a heavyweight title. Like I said, the big match announced on the press box tonight, thanks to Kenny, Brian, and of course you, Josh. And a big, big, big thanks to our heavyweight champion, James Ford. He's going to be facing off against Shane Malice. It's going to be a huge stacked card. Again, that's August 27th, live at the Lewistown Community Center.
Awesome. Kenny, any final words to Trista and Matt?
Oh, most definitely. I got the chance to watch your first match here back in June. And I just thought it was a throwback to the glory days of wrestling. And what you guys do is just incredible. We loved it. The crowd loved it. There was just like an explosive atmosphere, and it was fun. It was a fun time, and definitely we'll be coming back to watch you guys more and more.
Awesome. And yeah, Kenny, I'm really happy, man. I was really happy to see that you were able to make one of our shows. And I said it before we were on this podcast. You've been covering, Rob's, my stuff, Jamal's stuff, Seven Mountain CPW, all the way back when we were starting here 12 years ago. I couldn't thank you enough. I know that we've talked a little bit, and I know we want to talk a little bit more at length about, helping out a little bit more with even giving you guys some more things to cover for the hometown sports scene, which you guys put us in there as well. So huge thanks to you guys. And even this right here, people do not understand how important podcasts and stuff like that, generating interest and being able to promote things, it's very important. A guy like me that's had to work for every bit of what I have right now respects and appreciates everything that you guys are doing. So thank you so much for taking your time to take an hour out of your day to be able to talk to us about a work sport. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys taking it serious.
Josh, would you like to add anything to that?
Other than just, I'm proud to see that you're healthy, Matt. I'm glad to see, that to just show people that there is always hope through addiction, and that and to just basically to help show that, hey, pro wrestling popular around here, and that it gives people something to do around here. And as always, I'm just thankful to help cover it, whether it be you guys or Seven Mountains. And I also appreciate you guys for having me on the show.
Not a problem, brother. We get back a long ways. 9th grade, man. We started loving this stuff together, and you were there in the backyard days. You were there at the beginning of CPW. You were there for Seven Mountains, and you were there for HWF. And like I said, man, I really appreciate it. And I know that you've seen me in and out of some deep and controversial things, and I just want to tell you, as a man right here in front of everybody, I appreciate you, and God bless you. And I love you, brother. Thank you for watching over me and caring about me when I was going through that. It's good that we're on a good playing field now. We're talking about pro wrestling. Thank you so much, guys.
God bless you, man. You guys be safe.
Anytime. We enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's fun to talk. Like I said, I'm an old-time wrestling guy. I have to be honest, I don't watch Raw or anything anymore because I think it's too Hollywood. I would love to see the territories come back, but I know that never will. But it's good to have grassroots stuff like this where there's still like wrestling out there and not just talking on a mic.
Yep.
And we appreciate you coming on and giving us your time.
Yeah, most definitely. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to see you at a show one of these days, Brian. It'll be awesome. I think you'll enjoy yourself.
I would love to. My condition has put me like I'm homebound pretty much since I'm in a wheelchair now. I don't get out much. I know I should, but I'll get there. I'll get there.
Oh, you're always welcome, brother. I this is the way I say it. You guys
And
cover.
Josh, I'll still beat you even in a wheelchair, boy. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
You're good, brother. You're good. I just wanted to let you know, you guys putting us over the way that you do, you guys are more than welcome to any show. You get your asses there. Come on in and check it out. Free of charge. I love you guys. Thanks for putting us over.
There's another one. I just got it. Even make you worse. Even make you worse of a heel. I'll come and you knock me off my wheelchair.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Super kick. That's how we're doing it.
And they'll go, oh my God, he knocked off the crippled guy. Right on the damn chair. Knocked him off it.
Let's do it. I'm excited now. Now I'm really excited.
We have a lot of people listening to this, though. I shouldn't have said that. We should have, like,
God bless you.
I should have just came. No, I should have just came and you do it instead of telling everybody.
Yeah, damn it. You gave it away.
Man, I can be stupid sometimes.
Oh,
That was a good one. Just super kicked me right in the jaw.
Right off the chair.
Yeah, and then take the chair and like throw it around so I can't get to it. And I gotta crawl.
Crawling in agony.
I love it, man. There we go.
You get sympathy. You'll be the biggest baby face of the night.
Oh yeah, but then I don't want to be. I don't like baby faces. I want to be a heel. See, I think I could have no wrestling ability at all, but mic skills.
There you go. Tear it up.
But I have no wrestling ability at all, and I'm built like Haystacks Calhoun, just a little bit smaller.
Think of it this way: you'd be able to talk all this shit, and ain't nobody gonna be able to do anything to you. You get away with it.
No, you got to do it. You got to knock me out.
Yeah, well,
I talk the shit from the chair. You know, TRK, you're not a wrestler, boy. You're nothing. And then bam, just knock me.
You're working on getting me there now.
Then knock me the hell out.
Nah, man, it's all good.
We have a lot of fun with you guys. Come back anytime you want. Good luck on the 8th and especially on the 27th. And I'm sure one of them, Josh or Kenny, will be there to cover it. So,
I'll probably
yes, sir. We're looking forward to it.
Have a good one. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
God bless you guys. Have a good one.
Have a good night.
Same to you. That is TRK, Matt TRK, who I'm going to kick his butt, and Trista Silks. So that was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Always is. Yeah, it was fun.
We went over again, but it's okay. It always does.
Oh yeah.
But hey, that's all. So, Kenny, do we have any shout-outs?
I just have one today.
Wait, we still got to do it, Kenny.
Okay.
Feeding the Ducks, Kenny's theme song. Kenny's grooving. Kenny, I expect you to start like doing these shout-outs like Barry White, like a Barry White album. Hello, baby. I love you, baby. Here's the shout-outs. Here's the shout-outs, baby. Go ahead.
Okay. I just have one person today, but it's an important one. Shout out to Ray Wild. With the beginning of the All-Star season here with Babe Ruth, you know, mostly everybody, when they hear Babe Ruth, they think of Ray Wild. And this is a guy that's been doing it since the 70s. He's covered, you know, groups and groups of legendary baseball players. And giving them their time to shine. And he keeps a low profile, keeps it in the background, but everybody loves Ray, and I think he needs to be, recognized for all the work that he's about to get underway and all the work that he's done in the past. Just a great guy, and probably be seeing him a lot here, bouncing from All-Star game to All-Star game. So, yep, this week's is Ray Wild.
Awesome. We love Ray here. You know that. Ray's one of our guys. As a matter of fact, Kenny, he still calls me once a week. We talk and
cool.
BS a little bit about things going on, but it almost always comes back to Babe Ruth. Always.
And also, can I do a couple of birthday shout outs, Carson?
No. Yeah. Go ahead.
I just wanted to, the other day, I just wanted to wish a happy birthday to, we talked about him earlier, Malcolm King and Rob's wife, Kathy. They celebrated their birthdays the other day. God bless you guys. Happy birthday.
Sorry, you broke up there a second. Repeat it.
I said that the other day was Malcolm King and Rob Nosh's wife, Kathy. They celebrated their birthdays the other day. I just wanted to say happy birthday. God bless you guys. Love you guys.
Nice.
All right. Well, then that's the end of our shout outs and stuff. And I'm going to got to do this, Kenny. As soon as I get my hands to click the Feeding the Ducks to end your shout outs.
There we go.
This has been Feeding the Ducks with Kenny Varner. All right, have you been able to take it easy now, Kenny, before we get out of here? As far as covering anything, or are you still going on?
Well, when we talked before, I said, the fun part about this time of the year is you never know when you're going to get called to cover a game. I like that, but I've been still going every other day or every day to All-Star softball, Big Valley, All-Star baseball, State College, Bellefonte, Bald Eagle. It's still a continuing process, so haven't slowed down much at all, but my wife likes that. The less I'm home, the better, But no, it's still going, and it's keeping me busy, and it'll probably keep me busy till 2 weeks before the football season starts. So that'll keep me from waiting all summer for football. It'll just fly by.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I mean, you look around, and pretty soon, we're starting the beginning of July here.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost going to be time for high school football.
Well, and it's crazy, too, to see all these advertising for signups for football. It's you just can't comprehend it. It's it ain't that soon. But then if you look at it, our first football game for the special needs Bulldogs is August 5th, and that's only about a month and maybe a week.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that. You're going to have to bring some of your players on.
Definitely.
We'll do a show on that. Absolutely. Cool. And we got other ones coming up. We're trying to get Travis Queasy, the Juniata athletic director, on, and Adam Barrick for the new Juniata girls wrestling team that'll be happening. And we got to get the Babe Ruth All-Star coaches on here. I think it's Josh Snook is 13. The still young Billy Corbin at the 14s, even though Billy's been doing this forever, and Johnny Panizzo, the 15s. So we're gonna have to get Panizzo when he get him on to give us free pizza.
There we go.
Free pizza, John, or you're not coming on the show. So, Josh, what'd you think of your first time on?
I had a blast. I really enjoyed being on here. again, thank you guys so much for everything you've done for me, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Don't thank us. You owe Kenny and I each $20.
And a pizza. Got
And a pizza. What do you want on your half, Kenny?
Hey, I'll take the works. I'm not.
He wants special. Everything. I just want extra cheese. I actually do not have a shout out. Sorry. I stay in the home like a hermit crab. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about coming up. We're going to go right through the summer, right into the next high school season. How about it, V?
Oh, definitely. We're going to keep this thing rolling. Go another, at least, keep her rolling. No summer breaks, hopefully.
We've done 40 episodes already, man.
That is crazy.
40!
And that's not counting our high school football shows.
No, that's just the press box.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I'm going to tell everybody that's listening that thinks they're falling asleep. We are going to have a wrestling show too this year.
Awesome.
Aren't we, Kenny?
Yep. Definitely.
High school wrestling show. And I don't know, Ken, we may not limit it to just Central PA for wrestling. We might go all over.
Oh yeah, the way people love their wrestling around the whole state, it's fever pitch,
And I've been talking to Berman about some connections. We might do that with football too. Just go all over the state instead of just Central PA. So it's going to be good.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. In this year of doing this, I've learned more about the different sports and the different players than I did probably my whole time just doing stories. It's been amazing. The stuff we've touched on, and just the information that we bring in.
Yeah, it's live. We got them for an hour or more. Well, we make it. Look, this one's an hour 23 right now. You and I make it for as long as that we want it.
Mm-hmm.
If people want to keep listening, great. If not, watch the replay. But we keep it going as long as we want. If it feels good, we were having a lot of fun with Matt and his wife, so I kept it going. We'll do that. And I think it's because you learn about people more than this, because when you're doing a story, and all three of us know this, you interview a person, you're on deadline, you maybe interview them for 5 minutes. Here we're interviewing people for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. It just amazes me, like, what you can learn sometimes with just like a 30-minute conversation from somebody, and what you can showcase to other people. Like, that's one of the things I really enjoy about your guys' show here. And congratulations on 40 episodes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sometimes I got to worry about it because I sit and listen and forget to ask questions.
It's all right, Kenny. We're a team, buddy. There's no I in team.
That's right.
Right? There is in Brian, but there's no I in team. So, what are you doing for the rest of the week, Ken?
Well, I am going to spend some time on Thursday covering championship game. It's either going to be Forley for Mifflin County girls softball against Nittany Valley for the District 5 championship in 12U. So that'll be fun. And that'll be in my backyard at Panic Field in Bellefonte. And then the rest of the weekend, I'm having a party weekend with the family, celebrating my dad's birthday, my birthday, and a couple other relatives' birthdays. It's just going to be one big birthday bash.
Wow.
So.
And you didn't invite me. That's really hurtful.
No, I did invite you.
We do a damn show together, and it's like, I'm not inviting him.
Yeah.
Save me a piece of cake.
I will. I'll bring it down.
I've got Lewistown Sentinel. I'm doing the Mifflin County Commissioners tomorrow, so I got to listen to Codish talk. and then I'm really excited. My grandkids are coming up.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah, going to be over the holidays with us. I'm going to be, my nice, quiet, peaceful house is going to have 3 boys running through it, yelling and screaming. Yelling and screaming. They are, the 2 twins are, the oldest is 10, and the 2 twins are 5. They're actually going to be 5. Their birthday is July 1st, Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a good thing because it's my excuse to eat cake and have Maria not be mad at me for eating cake. Because then I can go, well, honey, it's for the kids.
I don't want to be rude.
That's right. It can't be rude. It is a Dairy Queen ice cream cake.
We're doing it for the grandkids.
Yes, I've had 3 slices, but that's because for all 3 boys. I love all 3 of them.
I'm celebrating one of them.
So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
All right, my friends. Any final words? I will shut up and let Kenny.
Just everybody be safe this holiday weekend. Have fun. Hopefully you all get to see your family or, get to, spend some time with friends. Enjoy the holiday weekend and kind of stretch it out till Tuesday.
Joshua?
I just want to wish everybody a happy weekend, safe weekend. God bless, be safe, and everyone have fun out there.
Same here. God bless. Have a great 4th of July, a safe 4th of July. Be careful with the fireworks. I sound like my grandpa now. I used to go nuts with fireworks, and now I'm telling people to be safe. They can hurt. Look at Jason Pierre-Paul for the Giants. Blew off 3 fingers on the 4th of July. Why am I laughing about that? That's saying something about me, Kenny. I'm laughing about Jason Pierre-Paul getting 3 fingers blown off. Somebody should have told him you got to throw the firecracker. You don't keep holding it. But whatever. All right, guys. Both of you have a great 4th of July. Great weekend. All right. We'll be back next week with the press box. Thank you for staying with us, everybody. We've gone an hour and a half. I know it's over, but whatever. We like to talk. So thank you. We always appreciate you listening to us. Have a great 4th of July and be safe. Good night,
everybody.
Good night.